So how do you find like fitting songwriting into that? Like, do you have to be disciplined and go, I mean, does songwriting just naturally fall into your day?
Yeah, it does. It does. And
Wow, that's really cool.
it's really interesting because a lot of people work differently with songwriting, right? So I'm not saying that my way is by any means the way to be a songwriter. Everyone works differently. Some people work by having that pressure. Some people like to have projects to do. Some people like that kind of deadline approach. I really don't. I really, really don't. And songwriting for me, the songs come through when they come through. I remember, I have kind of patches of loads of songs just pouring out. I remember the most recent in my head that was kind of just memorable. I think it was 2018, 17 or 18, where it was like every day a song would be pouring through, and in the middle of the night, like it would just, and I have this feeling like in my body where I feel that something's happening, and I'll press record on my phone, and then just record it. It'll either be something I like to listen to the next day and then work on it more, or not. I've got hundreds in my phone that still need, to be recorded and to be practiced and all that kind of stuff. And then recently, I really haven't written any songs, like for half a year. Like, they're just not. And so for me, it's kind of I let them write themselves. I'm not really. I mean, I'm not very good. I mean, I could be if I wanted to, but it doesn't really interest me to kind of produce music in terms of, you know, uh, creating music production wise. I kind of just will play the guitar and write a song. And then from there, I'll be like, I take it to someone, I'll be like, hey, I really want to, a good friend of mine who's a producer will be like, I really want this to sound like this. What do you reckon we could do? And then we record it together. We kind of find some music and do that. I prefer working that way myself. But again, like everyone works differently. Some people like to have, like to be like, right, I'm doing this project. The song is going to be about this. The theme is going to be this. The genre is going to be this. I mean, I don't know if you heard all my different music. There's so many different genres. Like, I don't really even know what to call it. But I know that I'm kind of being honest with myself in each moment as and when things are coming forward, as opposed to kind of like trying to create something. I don't really know what the next is. It took me a while to be okay with that, if you know what I mean.
I do. How does that like fit in with kind of living a life financially? Because we all need money, right? And so like have you had to supplement your income through other sources, or do you make all of your income from music? And if so, like where's kind of the most money stream coming from? Like, yeah.
Well, at the moment, it's coming from the music. It's coming from the music, and it basically it's so I put my music up on CD Baby. I don't know if you've heard of CD Baby.
No.
Basically, you can't go straight to iTunes or Spotify or whatnot. You have to go through First Company first, and then there's different of those companies that then send it out. Then you get your music listened to, sold, streamed, whatever, and then it comes back to CD Baby and they pay you. So lucky for me, over the years, that has been paying me, which is fantastic. So I get a check in the mail every month. Well, not checks anymore. It's all
it's right, yeah. Bing in your inbox, yeah.
Oh, brilliant. And before that had got to that point, I was really very much doing the mantra work. So that was really paying very well. I was living in Spain, and I was being invited to yoga retreats, yoga festivals, classes, anything to do with relaxation, healing. I was kind of traveling around Europe mainly, and doing that as a job, and that that paid really well. And it was interesting that the transition as I came kind of out of that was also when I started to get money more from the sales. That it kind of flowed from one to the other, if you know what I mean. So that kind of was like one took over the other. So so now I'm earning money from digital sales through iTunes or whatever, all the different platforms. There's so many now, I kind of lose a bit of track. And that ties me over at the moment, and it's growing. And it's also a game, I think, of trust, you know, because you just, it's definitely, I feel it's definitely a practice of like trusting in what you do and trusting that you are going to be okay and you will get money from this. And, you know, it's so tricky, the music business. And you hear a lot of negative stuff. Like so many people say to me, "You're a musician, oh my God, that must be so tough." And I'm like, not really. It's as tough as I make it. You know what I mean? Like, it's as tough as I want to make it to be. Like, if I believe something's going to be tough, it's going to be tough. Whereas if I say, hey, you know what, this is going to be amazing, this is going to work out, I have no idea how, but it really is, because I believe in it and I know that what my mind creates my reality, then yeah, it's going to be fine, you know?
And you're also coming at it from the right place. It's like you're not doing it because you want to make money. You're doing it because this is what your purpose in life is to do. And when that fits in with the whole trust thing, isn't it? When you're living your purpose, then it all just, the universe somehow just kind of connects all the dots and just makes it happen, right?
Totally. And it's like you can want it. That's like, there's nothing against wanting it with all your heart. It's when it kind of gets like a pressure. I mean, I had a pressure I was feeling really like, I think it was like 3-4 years ago, I was so stressed and I was like, you know, just overloaded. It wasn't fun anymore. It really wasn't fun anymore. I'd pick up the guitar and I would be annoyed. And I'm like, oh God, what's happening? Like, because I'd pick up the guitar and it would be like, what does this mean? If I write a song, how am I going to record it? Where am I going to record it? How am I going to release it? How am I going to pay to release it? How am I going to pay to record it? When am I, you know, just all these things. And I just put the guitar down. And I was like, oh, shit. I was like, that doesn't help. And then I had a real kind of epiphany moment. I was in the bath and I was asking myself, I was like, if I never, ever did another concert again, would I really care? And the answer was no. The answer was like, no. Like, I would always make music, but I was like, I wouldn't actually care. Like, there's so many other things in life that I'd also love to do. Like, and then feeling that, I just felt this weight that just fell off my shoulders. And I was like, okay, that's it. It doesn't matter. Just have fun with it. So then I just started to I still made music. I still created music. I still recorded when I could. And it actually accelerated back into it at a faster rate because I didn't have any pressure. And I didn't really care too much, to be honest. Like, I had so much pressure before and I didn't know where that was coming from. I was like, oh my God, how can something that I love so much now become something that is pissing me off so much? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, that was me in 2006. I totally hear you.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's like, why do I hate this? I love it. I hate it. I love it. Yeah, totally.
Like the song is coming through. Just take me through kind of the objects, or like the kind of the progression of it through objects, from like the different objects that you use at the different times. So when it first gets delivered to then recording it to then performing live. So the different pieces of equipment that you use.
So I usually do get it, and it took me a while to almost notice that feeling of when I feel like I'm gonna write a song. If you know what I mean? It took me a while because sometimes I'd like try to write a song and then it just. So when I have this feeling, I know. So then I get the guitar. It's always the same. I'll pick up the guitar. I'll put the recorder, my phone, on top of my guitar because then it captures my voice. Because when I used to put it on the table, it would get louder guitar than my voice. So I put the phone on the guitar. And just start playing random, just start playing. Sometimes it'll be a long stream. I've had a couple of songs that I've recorded that are actually all just a stream of consciousness that have ended up being an almost entire song. But then what I'll do is I'll just record that and maybe I'll pause it and then maybe something else will come through. It could be maybe two, it could be one, it could be two or three. If it's one and I like it, then it's like maybe there's one part of it that I like, so I'll press record and I'll sing it again. And then often if I've maybe done 2 or 3 takes, then I'll go back and listen to it. I'd be like, oh, I like that bit, I like that bit, I like that bit. What chords were they? What was I playing? So then I'll play it again and record that again. And then it just kind of goes, then it becomes a little bit like Tetris. You know what I mean? A little bit I like that there, I like that there. And then I'll play, and then you just play around with it until you're kind of forming something that looks like a song. And that's kind of the songwriting process. I kind of usually write the song with the guitar. I don't usually write lyrics first and then add music, or I don't really write the music first and add the lyrics. For me, it's 99.9% of the time that I'm with the guitar singing. So then, if I like it, then it could be like a day or 2 or 3 that I'm just kind of obsessed with it and I just like write this song. It could be that I kind of leave it and maybe get back to it. I've had a song recently that I didn't get back to until years later, and then I liked it again, and I was like, oh, cool, now is the time to get it done. So then I'll just have them recorded, practiced, and then for me, it depends. Like different types of music, I've recorded in different ways. I had an album where we recorded everything live, so we practiced with the band, produced everything. I had a producer produce all the different band instruments, did rehearsals and everything, so we recorded the album live, which I really liked. I've had other scenarios where I'd worked with a producer where I was like, you know what, the Just Before I Sleep one, like I said to him, I really want to just have my voice, I don't want the guitar, so we recorded the guitar, added the voice, took the guitar away, then he produced it. And then recently with a friend of mine, kind of get the guitar and voice down, and then he is now producing it kind of depending, sometimes adding beats, also adding live elements depending on the song, kind of getting some musicians in to add bass or drums or whatever, and doing it from there. Really, yeah. I don't really take on more than writing the song, obviously preparing for recording it, and then having a say on what kind of feel I'd like to get from the song, what kind of vibe. Sometimes I have a clearer picture than others. Sometimes I'm just like, hey, do what you want with it. And then, of course, when it comes to, then it's kind of like sending it back to me, so whether I like it and whether I like certain instruments or not, yes, no, volumes, that kind of thing, or the mixing and mastering phase, which is kind of, then I'm just kind of feeding back onto whether I like it or not.
So do you have any recording equipment at home other than your phone?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? It was like a year ago, I thought to myself, let me get some recording equipment so I can at least record a basic, if I were to record like just guitar and voice, that can be a quality guitar and voice, potentially, because sometimes I come out with some really good things, and that moment where you just do something amazing in that moment, and you think, wow, if I could have recorded that would have been amazing. So I did buy some equipment, and I have some equipment, which is like a nice mic, the pop shield thing. I got this styling interface thing. I do have a basic Pro Tools on my computer. I plugged it in and I've got everything ready, and I'm like, I just don't think it's something I'm very passionate about, to be honest.
Yeah, no, for sure. What mic did you buy?
I bought, oh God, what was it called now? Oh, I've got it in the other room there. That doesn't help.
Is it an envelope? Does it look like this? Does it look a bit like that?
It looks... Oh, turn it. Now, I've got to show you now. I've got to get it. This one.
Oh, cool. Nice. Yeah, cool. Great.
So that's like, I think it's, I don't know if it's from, I think it's from like the 90s, secondhand. A friend of me just kind of talked me through what he thought I should get.
Yep.
And, a nice basic one. I found it for a decent price on eBay last year.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was eBay. It was some secondhand place anyway.
Yeah.
So I've got this. I've got this, which is a decent recording. I just need to sit down and do it, really. I mean, to be honest, I have a friend who's helping me next, I think it's either tomorrow or Monday, because I recorded with him, and I need to record some harmonies that I've come up with that I can potentially, from what I hear, like he'll send me the track, I can play it, do the harmonies, send it back to him. So
yes,
that's kind of what I'm trying to get into. And I think once I do learn a little bit more, it'll be way easier. And now it feels quite complicated, but I really don't think it's that complicated.
So how do you input your guitar and mic?
Dude, I have no fucking idea. I don't have a clue.
Have you got a little box like that?
No, I've never done it. This is all new to me. I've just got this mic. Okay.
Yeah.
What I know that wire goes into wire. Wire goes into mic, goes into the back of an interface.
Yes.
So interface, I have a Starling interface, a red one.
Red Starling interface. Okay. Yep.
And then that goes into the Mac.
Yep.
USB port.
Yep.
So I can then have the guitar. I can only have two. I can have the guitar and the voice. I tried to plug it in the other day, and the feedback was like, I don't know where it came from. I was like, where do I put the volume? And then I thought, okay, that's enough. That was 3 a.m. I was like, I can't be dealing with this.
Yeah.
Trying again the next day, the same thing happened. So third time lucky, hopefully. Yeah, my friend is gonna. I was like, dude, can you help me, because I have no idea what I'm doing, and I really want to send him these harmonies so he can, mix it in and stuff. So we're gonna get together hopefully tomorrow, Monday, and he'll talk me through sending me the track, me putting all this malarkey in and not getting feedback.
Yep.
Recording a decent harmony, hopefully. So yeah. So in terms of objects, I really don't have many. Like I DIY it as much as I like, and I've realised that equipment is not my thing.
Yeah.
But I do know that there are some things I do want to get better at, basic, like this. Like this would be great. It doesn't seem very complicated, It's like a few things that could actually really be good for me, because then I'm not dependent on getting to a studio every time.
Yeah.